As World War II raged, the fate of nations hung in the balance. The world was engulfed in a conflict that spanned continents and involved millions of soldiers and civilians. The stakes were incredibly high, and the outcome of the war would shape the future of humanity for generations to come. At its heart was Adolf Hitler, the architect of unimaginable destruction. His vision of a 1,000-year Reich led to the deaths of millions and the devastation of entire countries. Hitler's charisma and ruthless tactics allowed him to rise to power and maintain a tight grip on Germany, steering it into one of the darkest chapters in human history. By April 1945, his dreams of domination lay in ruins. The once mighty German war machine was crumbling under the relentless pressure of the Allied forces. Cities were reduced to rubble, and the German people were facing the harsh realities of a war they were losing. Berlin, the heart of the Nazi regime, was now a city of ruins and despair. Soviet forces closed in on his Berlin bunker, a concrete tomb marking the end of his reign. The Red Army's advance was unstoppable, and the sounds of battle grew ever closer to Hitler's underground refuge. The bunker, once a symbol of Nazi power, had become a prison for its leader, sealing his fate as the Allies closed in. The official story tells us Hitler chose suicide over surrender. Faced with the inevitability of capture and the collapse of his empire, Hitler decided to end his life. This act was his final defiance, a refusal to face the consequences of his actions and the judgment of the world. He, along with his new wife Eva Braun, reportedly took their own lives on April 30, 1945. Their marriage, a brief union in the final days of the Third Reich, ended in a double suicide. This tragic end was a stark contrast to the grandiose dreams they once harbored. Their remains were doused in gasoline and burned outside the bunker, leaving behind a charred testament to their demise. This act was intended to prevent their bodies from becoming a spectacle or a rallying point for any remaining followers. The flames consumed the last physical traces of the couple who had brought so much suffering to the world. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief. The nightmare was over. The end of Hitler's reign marked the beginning of a new era, one filled with hope and the promise of rebuilding. The celebrations that erupted across the globe were a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring desire for peace and justice. Yet even in death, Hitler continued to cast a long shadow. His demise, though widely accepted, left a void filled with uncertainty and speculation. The world, still reeling from the horrors of his regime, found it hard to believe that such a figure could simply vanish from the stage of history. Whispers began to circulate, challenging the official narrative. In the dimly lit corners of post-war Europe, hushed conversations questioned the truth. Could the man responsible for so much devastation have truly met his end in a bunker beneath Berlin? Rumors emerged, claiming Hitler had escaped the inferno. Some suggested he had fled to South America, while others believed he was hiding in plain sight, protected by loyalists who refused to accept defeat. Could the most hated man in the world have cheated justice and slipped away? The idea seemed preposterous, yet it persisted, fueled by a mix of fear, hope, and the human penchant for mystery. These whispers grew louder in the years following the war. As the world entered the Cold War era, the lines between fact and fiction blurred even further. Governments, eager to control the narrative, often added to the confusion with their own propaganda. Fueled by Cold War paranoia and a lack of definitive proof, the conspiracy theory took root. The Soviets and Americans, locked in a battle for global supremacy, found the idea of a hidden Hitler useful for their own purposes. It found fertile ground in Argentina, a country known to harbor fugitive Nazis. Buenos Aires, with its bustling streets and hidden enclaves, became the epicenter of speculation. Stories of secret Nazi communities and hidden war criminals added fuel to the fire. Could this be Hitler's sanctuary, a haven where he lived out his days under an assumed identity? The mystery endures, a testament to the enduring power of conspiracy theories and the human need to find answers, even in the shadows of history. The escape route, according to proponents of the theory, was as intricate as it was daring. It involved secret tunnels, hidden identities, and the alleged complicity of Allied forces. Some even claimed Hitler had escaped via submarine, embarking on a perilous journey to South America. Argentina, with its large German immigrant population and sympathetic government, seemed a plausible destination. The theory gained momentum, bolstered by alleged sightings of Hitler and whispers of a Nazi network operating in the shadows. Eyewitness accounts, often contradictory and unreliable, fueled the flames of speculation. Some claimed to have seen Hitler in remote Argentine towns, while others spoke of encounters with his former lieutenants. Books and documentaries presented circumstantial evidence, weaving a narrative of escape and clandestine living. Theories abound about Hitler's supposed life in Argentina. Some claimed he lived in luxury, protected by loyal followers, while others painted a picture of a broken man, haunted by his past. The lack of concrete evidence did little to dampen the enthusiasm of those who believed the Führer had cheated death. Section 5. Unmasking the myth, the historian's verdict. However, the historical community remains unconvinced. The vast majority of historians dismiss the escape theory as unsubstantiated and lacking credible evidence. They point to the overwhelming evidence supporting Hitler's suicide, including eyewitness accounts from those within the bunker and forensic analysis of the recovered remains. The escape theory, they argue, relies heavily on conjecture, hearsay, and dubious interpretations of events. They point to the lack of any concrete evidence, such as official documents or verifiable photographs, to support the claim that Hitler survived. Section 6. The weight of evidence, examining the claims. Historians have meticulously examined and debunked the supposed evidence put forth by conspiracy theorists. The alleged sightings, they argue, are often cases of mistaken identity, fabricated stories, or the result of individuals seeking notoriety. The documents presented as proof are often found to be forgeries or taken out of context. The theory, they conclude, is ultimately unsustainable when subjected to rigorous historical scrutiny. The lack of credible evidence, combined with the overwhelming evidence supporting Hitler's suicide, renders the escape theory highly improbable. Section 7. Beyond reasonable doubt, the case for closure. While conspiracy theories can be enticing, it's crucial to separate fact from fiction. The weight of evidence overwhelmingly points to Hitler's demise in that Berlin bunker. The escape theory, while intriguing, lacks the factual basis to warrant serious consideration. The passage of time makes it unlikely that any new evidence will surface to change the historical consensus. It's time, perhaps, to lay this theory to rest and focus on understanding the very real and devastating consequences of Hitler's ideology and actions. Section 8. A lingering question, the power of conspiracy. Conspiracy theories have always held a peculiar power over the human mind. They captivate, intrigue, and often lead us down rabbit holes of endless speculation. But why do these theories hold such sway over us? Take, for instance, the enduring myth of Adolf Hitler's escape from Germany at the end of World War II. Despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, the idea that Hitler fled to Argentina continues to persist in popular culture. Why do some cling to this theory despite its numerous flaws and the lack of credible evidence? Is it simply a matter of curiosity, or is there something deeper at play? Perhaps it stems from a desire for a more satisfying ending to a dark chapter in history. The notion that such a malevolent figure could escape justice is unsettling, and the conspiracy offers an alternative narrative where the story doesn't end with a simple conclusion. In this alternative narrative, there is a world where evil is punished and justice prevails, providing a sense of closure that reality often fails to deliver, or perhaps it reflects a deeper mistrust of official narratives. In an age where misinformation is rampant and trust in institutions is waning, people are more inclined to question the official story and seek out alternative explanations. This belief that the truth is often hidden beneath layers of deception fuels the allure of conspiracy theories. They offer a sense of uncovering hidden truths, of being in on a secret that the general public is unaware of. The Hitler in Argentina theory, for example, serves as a reminder of the enduring power of conspiracy. It shows how these stories can persist and evolve over time, adapting to new information and continuing to captivate the imagination. It highlights our fascination with the unknown and our willingness to believe in stories that challenge conventional wisdom. These theories often provide a sense of excitement and adventure, a break from the mundane reality. And it leaves us with a lingering question: how much of what we believe is shaped by fact, and how much by the stories we tell ourselves? Are we more influenced by evidence and logic, or by the compelling narratives that resonate with our emotions and desires? In the end, the power of conspiracy lies not just in the stories themselves, but in what they reveal about us. They reflect our hopes, our fears, and our unending quest for meaning in a complex world.